Although this John Singleton adaptation/reboot of the blaxploitation classic isn't all that interesting, it's approximately 4 million times better than last year's lackluster sequel and stars Christian Bale in an immensely exhilarating villain role. And my, he pulls off being a racist jerk with horrifying veracity that sort of materializes out of nowhere. He performs the role of Walter Wade Jr., a shady real estate heir who conspires with a drug lord to overthrow Samuel L. Jackson's Shaft. Although Bale just has a little role, it's still amazing how much he dominates the entire movie. He would be excellent as Bruce Wayne and Patrick Bateman both because of his smug iciness in this scene. Bale seemed to appreciate working with Christopher Nolan again after their success on Batman Begins and playing a character whose balance of darkness and light leaned far more towards the former. What continues to be fascinating about The Prestige is how committed its cast and director are to portraying this rivalry between two utterly uninteresting protagonists. The hyper-competitive magician Borden is locked in mortal combat with his nemesis, Angier, Hugh Jackman. The dedication of The Prestige's performers and director to portraying this competition between two absolutely unlikable protagonists is what continues to be fascinating about the film. That is intended as a compliment. Depths of pettiness, each character so obsessed with winning that nothing, each character is so consumed with winning that nothing will stand in their way, displaying the depths of pettiness. With a giant chip on his shoulder and a snide demeanor, to Bale's credit, he never asks us to feel sorry for Borden, who is a great son of a bitch. It is understandable why this movie has a cult classic due to these performances. It's pleasantly chilly. Bale famously dropped 62 pounds, down to 120, for the part of an assembly line worker who is plagued by visions and possibly the guilt of a terrible repressed murder. Bale wants to lose weight but the filmmakers wouldn't allow him to, and it's hard to imagine him appearing any creepier than he does in this picture. He makes an emotional commitment in addition to the physical one, portraying a character who is truly lost in all facets of life, in ways he hasn't even realized yet. The Machinist is a little too overtly grungy. The protagonist is named Trent Reznor, for crying out loud, to have the same impact today, but Bale is just as menacing today as he was then. Thankfully, he did ultimately resume eating. Very difficult Jim, the son of a rich British family who becomes separated during World War II and winds up in a Japanese prison camp, was given to Bale when he was just 12 years old by Steven Spielberg. David Lean was initially slated to serve as the "although not everything works" Bale is essentially flawless. Displaying his little hero's innocence as well as his growing isolation. The young actor Bale feels extremely different from the mature, adventurous Bale of maturity in many respects. Director Spielberg remade Empire of the Sun as a tribute to Lean, and even though the tastes and styles of those two directors might not coincide, it's entertaining to see Spielberg use a wider, more expansive stroke than he has previously. But this overlap is obvious. Both are performed. Bale finally had the chance to employ his native Welsh accent in a professional setting. Nonetheless, he informed reporters that it was actually a strange variety, a distinctive dialect that is a little different, and regardless of how accurate it's possible that this place sings non-stop, after watching this movie, you'll find yourself striving to sound just like Bale's character Ken Miles. He plays a difficult, temperamental mechanic who is an excellent driver but also unyielding, which is a dense meaty part. Carroll Shelby, played by Matt Damon, who is more prepared to play the corporate game, but only to a point, proves to be the ideal partner for him. This is an incredibly likable Bale performance, one that's a little less showy but still enables him to relax into and claim as his own the ideal little rich. Also, this is one of the rare films in which Bale portrays a father. He is quite good at it. A full cast of big-name actors, including Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Jeremy Renner, and Louis C.K., play everything as outrageously as they can in David O. Russell's Scorsese homage, knockoff, and cosplay. It occasionally succeeds, but more frequently fails. Other than a lengthy lip-sync and dancing sequence, Lawrence's role in this film is still unclear. So, Bale's ability to maintain his composure and concentration is all the more impressive. He has a horrible toupee, a large stomach, and an outrageous 1970s and 1980s outfit, but he and Amy Adams are the two main characters. He is responsible for continually bringing American hustle back from its improvised excesses and keeping it rooted in plausible, real-world human behavior. There is tranquility with the two of them that isn't there anyplace else in the movie at the last scene where he and Adams have a private conference to themselves. character. The role of Dickie Eklund, the could-have-been contender who saw his potential slip away as he descended further into addiction, earned Bale the Oscar for Best Actor. Although this wasn't the first time Bale had shed a significant amount of weight for a part, his dedication to the physical change served to highlight how much Eklund had essentially rotted away. Sets the foundation for his fierce competition with his younger brother Mickey, Mark Wahlberg, who might succeed where he failed in the ring. As Eklund unites to become Mickey's greatest champion, he shows a lot of love while also wishing for Mickey to succeed as he himself was never a winner. What authority did a British actor who played Bruce Wayne have? The Dark Knight was also a classic thanks to Heath Ledger and Christopher Nolan. And, what the heck was with that gruff Batman voice? When he put on the cape for Batman Begins, a film that made a significant impact on his sympathetic, intelligent portrayal of a spoiled, wayward Bruce who finally matures, Christian Bale has been the target of those and other criticisms, among others, and fights crime. We never had a Bruce Wayne who was genuinely grounded before Bale, so before him, our Batmen were comics or hams. However, the Dark Knight trilogy revolutionized how people thought of the jet-setting playboy with all the wonderful equipment. No on-screen superhero has more visibly struggled with not wanting to be a superhero than Bruce was. His villains were showy, but Bruce was melancholy and reticent. Ledger is brilliant in The Dark Knight, but Bale's Batman gives that movie's final, heartbreaking twist. It's conceivable that the actor who portrayed the title character hasn't received enough credit for films that have grossed billions of dollars and have sparked endless internet controversy ever since. The fact that Ivanka Trump viewed the movie and declared that Patrick Bateman played by Christian Bale was her ideal man may be the best summation of the quality of this performance. Bale agreed to be in the movie because he thought it would be funny, and he immediately grasped what writer-director Mary Herron was trying to accomplish. Which, of course, was the whole point all along. The ultimate American monster, played by Bale's Bateman, is a monster in his own right. His sociopathy is the inevitable outgrowth of a homicidal ethos of self-actualization, self-realization, and self-care. Wall Street, and Main Street, really, are Bateman. The fact that Bale could murder innumerable people in gruesome ways and Ivanka Trump would still find him obscenely attractive in the role tells all you need to know about the movie and his acting prowess in it. And what about that? She is somewhat correct. Bale won't ever match this director and role for his boldness and absolute devotion. Most actors couldn't. Please excuse him at this time as he needs to return some videotapes.